Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aditya Sanur Fajri, ID number 1832015. In this opportunity, I wanna representing analysis short story from F. Scott Fitzgerald, with the title is Bernice Bobs Her Hair. From the first analyze, it will be from the plot detail. In plot detail, have a five element. The first one exposition, rising action, and then conflict, climax, failing action, and the last one endowment. But uh, but conflict and the climax, it will be included in one element in the rising action. Okay, first we start with the expository or exposition. Expository start with when Bernice visit her cousin Mayori for the summer. The setup to this story is simple. Mayori is a 10, but her cousin Bernice is a 0. We see evidence of the country club dance, where Mayori basically has to flirtatiously blackmail people into dancing with the boring Bernice. Go to the rising action, exactly to the conflict is Bernice offers a conversation about herself between Mayori and Miss Harvey. The conflict here is quite a literal one. Bernice, whoever her cousin tries talking her, confront Mayori, and the two of them get into verbal fight. Mayori sharp-tongued attacks on her rather feeble cousin are effective, and we see what the two of them are really made of at this stage. At least, the conflict between cousins sets us up to view Mayori as the strong character and Bernice as the weak, submissive one. This kind of the throws us for a little loop when the complication comes along. In this conflict have a three men's against men's, uh, and the next one men's against herself, and the last one is men's against environment. From the men's against men's. After Mayori expressed all his frustration with Bernice in front of Mrs. Harvey, or Mayori's mother, then Bernice spoke to Mayori for not accepting what Mayori had relieved last night. Then the second, the conflict occurred when Bernice and Mayori were going to birthday party. When men's against herself, it's Bernice with versus herself. Conflict occurred in Bernice when he was forced to stay away from Warren, who became his dance partner. Bernice felt angry and confused. There is a conflict in him. And the next is men's against the environment. It means Bernice with Mayori and Mayori's friends. The conflict occurred after the bridge party was over. Bernice, Mayori, and her friends are gathered, but what they are talking about is a strong satire for Bernice. And go to the climax. In the climax, under Mayori, Tooth-Ledge Bernice become a social success, so much so that Warren transferred his affection to her. Mayori confront Bernice about Warren, and to the announcement is Bernice bobs her hair. Finally, he reached the moment we have all been waiting for the Saints, the title. Bernice does in fact go to the bar to Xavier barbershop and bob her hair, and the story shows us at least what we've been alternately hoping for and dreading all along. We go to the point of view. In this short story, the point of view is third person omniscient. Why? Because Bernice bobs her hairs is told in the third person by unseen narrative presence. This presence is omniscience, which means that we get juicy glimpses into the mind of various characters, such as Bernice himself, Warren, and Mayori. We then get a whole lot of judgment from this narrator. Rather, the narrator voice exposes the thought and feelings in the character that reveal their nature to us. Next is the character. The in this short story have has five character. First Bernice, Mayori, Mayori Harvey, Miss Joseph Harvey or Mrs. Harvey, Warren, and Otis Monday. First one, Bernice. On the paper, Bernice looks like she should be in the popular crowd. She's rich, pretty, and has a awesome car. However, in real life, she's also something else, incredibly boring, compared to her cousin Mayori, who's a party girl par excellence. Bernice is about exiting as a pet rock. And this in this story, Mayori is a major character, round and static character. With the smart girl, she showed is a bit proper, polite, gentle, and strong. Demonstrate. And next, Mayori Harvey. Mayori Harvey. On the surface, Mayori Harvey is the poster child for the new era that Fitzgerald loves to depict. She's relationally modern, trendy, and social savvy. She's the queen bee of the herd youth population, the Regina George, the Blair Waldorf, the Cher Horowitz of her time. Next is Joseph Harvey. Joseph Harvey or Mrs. Harvey is a mom of from Mayor Harvey. Mrs. Harvey is an old-fashioned lady. When she was growing up, a girl just had to be pretty and come from a good family to have a nice time. She understandably bewildered by her bold, daring doctor, and can't quite see why Mayori disliked Bernice so much. Uh, Mrs. Joseph Harvey in the minor character with the flat and static character. The next is Warren. Warren is a kind of cheaper. His combination of generic hot guy and boy next door. He sparked the jealous conflict between Mayuri and Bernice. In this, Warren is minor character with the static character. The last one is Otis Ormonde. Ormonde is a minor character and have a has a flat and static character. Otis is just at the beginning of this adventure in the social sphere. Otis represents of the spectrum of successful young men. Uh, Go to the setting. Uh, let's start with the time. Even though Fitzgerald doesn't come out and say what year it is, its story is very much written it here and now. Based on this original date of publication, May 1920, we can guess that readers were supposed to believe that it was happening right now. And for the place, this story unfolds in some unmanned Midwestern town or city. We can look at in the Midwest because it's a few reasons. First of all, Bernice refers to her hometown, Eau Claire. Many times Eau Claire, Wisconsin, is the only Eau Claire we think of. Next is that in this short story has three themes. First in woman and femininity. The second one is youth. The third one is identity. Woman in this uh, theme will telling one of the most common question in literature. What do men expect the woman? After a certain point, however, the question changes in the Bernice Bob's we see a new issue emerge. What do women expect from a woman? This story asks us ask us to evaluate and challenge traditional expectation of womanhood on femininity. The next is youth. A time for experiment, a challenge is authority and follow. Complement what is meant to be young, specifically what it means to be young in wildly changing social climate. The young people we see here challenge the belief system they grew up with and the times. And the next is identity. All, we all know what it feels like to try a figure without who really are. It's easy to be swayed by fashion. Don't we all want to have a right pair of jeans to be Rex Sniker? The character in Bernice Bob her hair don't have it any easier. Even though the story takes place in the now distant 1920s, we can sympathize with them. They are all dominated by social expectation, pressure, and judgment of the trend heavy world around them. The next symbol. Symbol is obvious from the title that hair and certain haircut is great of import in this text. It sounds silly, but hair has great symbolic weight here. Next one is about woman or womanhood. We might see that there's more it than meets the eye. Different cousin and the summertime adventures, but beyond it also allegory to the changed social mores. First girl time, Bernice, Mayor, and Mrs. Harvey all represent different kind of womanhood. And the next is literally element is irony. In this irony, I have a three irony: a verbal irony, and there's irony of situation and dramatic irony. In the verbal irony, occur when Otis said, "I'm waiting to dance with another hour with her." He actually didn't want to dance with Bernice anymore because of his rigid attitude to talk to the opposite sex. For the irony situation, it's occurred when the Bernice had bobbed her hair, where instead left her alone and left with Mayori. My expectation is that Warren should have defended Bernice instead of leaving his dance partner and choosing another woman. The next is dramatic irony. The contradiction that followed was when Bernice would break his hair and he didn't think long. Instead of a fight of the bully. And then the last is a moral message. Uh, as a whole, the moral message is contained in the story is doing good at sincere in helping others. If we want many friends, the things to do is to do the good rather than put others. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.